All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Scary moments for a state trooper trying to stop this wrong-way driver. This is on I-84. The charges the driver is facing and what police say he did after that crash. Could have ended a lot worse. Good morning. Thanks so much for starting off here with us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Another relatively warm day is ahead as we take a live look across the state this morning. Mohegan Sun hasn't changed that filter over. You can see, though, there are clouds. Maybe that's helping to trap some of the heat in. And a lot of Connecticut is already seeing some melting as we get over to Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. More cloud coverage is expected than yesterday, for today. But we are looking at temperatures still very mild into the 50s later on as well. Temperatures yesterday approaching the middle 40s, so we'll be well above that. So if you liked and enjoyed yesterday, you'll be able to enjoy today. I think there will be plenty of dry hours, but there is a chance for a shower late this evening. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Temperatures out there right now anywhere from about 5 to even 9 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So 35 in Waterbury, still hanging on to below freezing over in New Haven as well as in Willimantic, but it's 34 in Norwich, 39 in Windsor Locks, and about 33 degrees in northwestern Connecticut. So partly cloudy skies now, but then for the ride home for the kids, they are going to see more clouds around. Temperatures will be up around 52 degrees. Towards this evening, there is a chance for maybe an isolated shower. Just don't want you to be caught off guard, but I don't think it's going to be a widespread issue. 50 in Milford, 53 in Southington later on today, 53 in Hartford, southeastern Connecticut, into the upper 40s. Then for the day tomorrow, we're back up around 50 degrees, more sunshine around. There's a better opportunity for widespread rain that moves in for Thursday. We'll have more details on that coming up. As we check in with the roads this morning here at 6:02, we are following one crash over in Waterbury. This is going to be on 84. This is involving one vehicle though, so it doesn't look like it's causing too much of an issue between 25 and 25A, but we do know that one lane is blocked at the moment. Unfortunately, my camera was not changed. That's okay. Waterbury exit 18 and 25, you're looking at 5 minutes. Route 8 Seymour to Shelton is a 6-minute drive. Over to you.
Rachel, thank you. All right, one person is dead after a house fire on Whitney Street here in Hartford. And this is the city's second deadly fire in just the last few days.
Yeah, Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with neighbors about what they saw and heard as crews were battling the flames.
The Red Cross tells me they've seen an increase in fires at multifamily homes, and they said just this month alone, they have helped over 30 people displaced from fires. Firefighters arrived at 147 Whitney Street in Hartford Monday afternoon. Officials say they saw smoke and flames coming out of the third floor of the home. Next door neighbor Priya Morgensen said it was scary to watch.
And I heard a commotion over here and I started to smell smoke. And I looked out the door and it was smoky and I said, "What's going on? Is there a fire?" And somebody, I don't know who it was, said, "Yeah, there's a fire." And I looked up and I saw smoke coming out. And I thought to myself, oh my God.
Morgensen said fire crews came out in force and got control of the fire. Sadly, the Hartford District Fire Chief says one person died in the fire, marking the second fatal fire in just days in the city. John Basso, Senior Director of Disaster Services for the Red Cross, said there has been an increase in fires, especially in Hartford.
We've responded to 8 different incidents in the last month period. We've assisted 44 families. So yes, it's been very active. It's that time of year. You know, more people are indoors. There's cooking fires. There's heating fires. It runs the gamut of different reasons.
The Red Cross says house fires increase in October when things start to get cold. Basso said when Red Cross volunteers are at the scene of a fire, they are there to assist in any way necessary.
We assess their needs. We provide immediate needs for whether they need lodging, replacement clothing, do they have a place to stay, and we start the recovery process. It starts the minute we meet them.
The fire at 147 Whitney Street is still being investigated, but officials tell me it's important to check the batteries in your smoke detectors to make sure it's working properly. In Hartford, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Kate, thank you. A young girl's disappearance can be used in her father's murder trial. We're talking about Jose Morales. He's been accused of killing Christine Holloway in 2019. And it's Morales and Holloway's 1-year-old daughter, Vanessa, who's been missing all this time, ever since her mom was found dead. Now, yesterday, Morales and his lawyers asked a judge to not include evidence related to Vanessa's disappearance. as Morales' attorneys said that may mislead the jury in the trial. Well, Fox 61's Kayla Cade was there in Milford Superior Court. She's got the latest on the case.
That evidence, in my opinion, is not relevant or material to the crime charged, the homicide of Christine Holloway by Jose Morales.
Jose Morales sat in a Milford Superior courtroom as his attorney, Edward Gavin, asked the judge to not include Morales' daughter, Vanessa, in his trial.
The testimony that says this evidence was in relation to the investigation of missing Vanessa Morales is the prejudicial effect that I'm trying to avoid.
However, State Prosecutor Howard Stein argued it should be used in the trial. He says Ansonia police interviewed people about the mother and daughter, and they all said Vanessa was always seen with her mom, Christine Holloway.
To suddenly find Christine Holloway dead and to find Vanessa Morales not with her mother is going to be inexplicably connected to direct and circumstantial evidence with regard to the death of Christine Holloway.
The judge said Vanessa's disappearance can be used in Morales' trial.
The court finds that the probative value of the evidence outweighs its prejudicial effect.
Morales is accused of murdering Holloway on December 2nd, 2019 in her home in Ansonia. Police say she was found dead in her bathtub. Vanessa disappeared the same day and still hasn't been found. According to an arrest warrant for Morales back in 2020, a neighbor told police he saw Morales get into his car with Vanessa the day before Holloway was killed. The warrant also says Morales told police he used the hallucinogenic drug PCP multiple times during the weekend of November 29th through December 1st. Morales claims he doesn't remember what happened during that weekend, but said he would never harm his girlfriend or daughter. Investigators say they found bloody clothes and toys in 2 Kiduation donation bins that match Holloway's DNA. They say they also found a child's pink Croc shoe in the bins that matched a shoe found in Holloway's house. Morales has been in jail ever since and is charged with Holloway's murder and tampering with physical evidence. He is not facing charges with Vanessa's disappearance. He was offered a plea deal last year, but prosecutors and Morales couldn't agree on the terms. We spoke with Holloway's sister-in-law and Vanessa's aunt, Jody Jacobellis, about the plea deal in July.
Myself and the family are content with going to trial because now we can prove that Jose committed the crime, and there will be justice for my sister-in-law, Christine.
Jacobellis says the family just wants justice and to know where Vanessa is.
The hurt that we live with every day, searching for our niece when there's no answers.
And that was Kayla Cade reporting. Today, voters in several Connecticut communities are going to cast their ballot in 2 special elections. Polls just opened, they just opened a little while ago. They're going to stay open until 8 p.m. And one of those elections is to replace Republican State Senator Kevin Kelly after his resignation. He represented the 21st District, which includes Shelton and portions of Monroe, Seymour, and Stratford. Voters in that district will choose between Republican Jason Perillo and Democrat Anthony Ifrey. Voters in the 40th State House District are going to vote for a new state rep there. That includes areas of Groton and New London. It comes after Democrat Christine Conley resigned. Voters will choose between Democrat Don Gajewski or Republican Robert Boris.
Well, state police said dashcam video shows a wrong-way driver crashing into a state police cruiser before driving off. They said it happened on I-84 in Farmington. There's that collision right around 3:20 Sunday morning. They said it was 31-year-old Luis Correa Cabrera of Hartford who was in that car. They said he tripped a wrong-way detector as he was getting on the highway using the exit 37 off-ramp to do it. Nobody was hurt when the cruiser was hit by that car. State police said they eventually arrested Correa Cabrera a few minutes later after they saw him getting off the highway at the exit 32 off-ramp on Queen Street in Southington. Right now he's facing several charges, including DUI, reckless driving, and operating a vehicle without a license.
6:09, and this morning, the Vatican says Pope Francis was well enough to meet with the Vatican Secretary of State this morning to talk about candidates for sainthood. The pontiff is still being treated at Rome's Gemelli Hospital for bronchitis and pneumonia. Connor Hansen is in Rome with the latest on the pontiff's battle.
Pope Francis is still in critical condition, but the Vatican says he is showing slight signs of improvement. Yesterday, the pontiff returned to some of his work from the hospital and thanked those who have been praying for his recovery.
Espírito Santo.
Amen. Across Italy and the world, prayers are pouring in for Pope Francis.
Well, I think it's a public manifestation of the love that we have for the Holy Father.
Large crowds gathered in St. Peter's Square for a Monday night vigil, led by the second highest ranking official in the Vatican.
Support him in this time of illness and trial and help him to recover his health soon.
Pope Francis is still in critical condition at Rome's Gemelli Hospital, but the Vatican says recent lab results show a small upswing in his health.
He's in a very fragile state, and we can't really predict the future.
Doctors are cautious with the 88-year-old Pope still battling double pneumonia. As of Monday, medical officials said Francis hadn't had any new respiratory issues since Saturday. And Sunday's reports of early kidney failure are being monitored but are not currently cause for alarm.
The fact that he's awake and alert and interacting and sleeping through the night, all of those extremely good signs.
Positive messaging is being felt across the Pope's home country of Argentina, where faithful are begging the first Latin American Pope in history to hold on.
Long live Pope Francis. Long live Pope Francis.
Pope Francis was brought to the hospital on February 14th. 11 days later, this is now the longest time he has spent in the hospital as Pope. In Rome, Connor Hansen, Fox 61.